Hello and welcome everyone. This is Blackadder at Blackadder's Place. Welcome to Monday's stream. No, well, and after some time, after about 2 weeks, let's have some Age of Empires 2, I thought, and well, there is a good opportunity. Since yesterday there was a show match for the upcoming Nations Cup by Coyotl, enmipho, Akkal, Paradox, and Welcome to the Rapture, and also plenty others who are especially sponsoring and making up for quite a decent prize pool already raised by the community. So yeah, well, Microsoft is not interested in the community, as we know, long term, and they're rather gonna be filling pockets of certain shills, but nonetheless, we are going to be therefore at this point having hopefully some kind of good team game fun. Now, well, hopefully the whole tournament here that is a bit iconic for the community is going to be, well, having the attention that it deserves, and it's gonna be much more importantly as much fun as it also deserves to be. So thanks again, Coyotl, for putting in the work and stepping into it into the first place. And well, of course, the others, enmipho here, Akkal, Paradox, and Welcome to the Rapture, helping out with the organization here. No, so we're gonna be at this point having a match between United Kingdom and Romania. Was streamed by plenty of people yesterday. So if you're interested in some different castings, better ones, then well, you definitely can be heading into, as far as I know, T-West was streaming, I think in Paradox, Akkal, Ornlu, Mihai was doing POV, I'm thinking there are gonna be plenty others, was probably streamed by almost everybody I would be expecting, or most people. But yeah, well, kinda thought since we don't have anything ready too much for today, then I kinda thought why not have a look at the games as well. So let's get rid of that and let's therefore begin. We're gonna be having play all 5, so it's gonna be 5 games today. One doesn't have unfortunately recorded games, so I'm gonna be having to watch that from point of view of one of the streamers. That's gonna be game number 4, I'm thinking on BF, but nonetheless, let's at this point begin on the Nomad, and we're gonna be having a 4v4, which is obviously gonna be a bit different than the 3v3s we have, for example, seen in Nomad Wars by Paradox 303. Seen plenty of that, same as the 1v1s. Now I'm also kinda a bit curious how my computer is gonna be handling the current worsened performance on DE again after the patches, so yeah, well, maybe I'm gonna be even learning that I can be streaming late game 4v4s. That also could be right now the result of today. At least I'm gonna be knowing if I need to be bothering with that or not, therefore, with the games from the Nations Cup. But you're gonna be at this point for having probably just a look around the players. Can't say it now, Saps is gonna be the first they are apparently playing with. There's a lot of discussion about it with the shared exploration, so therefore you can see all the stars difference from the Nations Cup, or Nations Cup Nomad Wars that we have been streaming in the past 2 months. No, and therefore we are going to be having Saps. It's gonna be in blue. It's gonna be a bit confusing at the start right now to look around, since we see all the nonsenses that isn't entirely all that natural, especially on Nomad. He's gonna be playing with Lithuanians. As far as I know, they had a draft. They have a draft in Civilization. Again, I don't have access to that, but nonetheless, just gonna be enjoying the games. I kind of need for the bans and drafts anyway. No, and he's gonna be having good gold, good stone next to him. And he's gonna be therefore joined with Mihai, it's a Romanian team of course, who's gonna be playing with the Vietnamese, and it's gonna be a bit more to the left, apparently. Gold there, he's gonna be definitely needing the stone here, to the south. Oh, seems to be entirely, seems to be quite a bit alright. You can see MasterTim is gonna be also from Romania, a bit hidden in the pocket, apparently. As he's gonna be playing with the Incas. I mean, like in the 4v4, you obviously are going to be expected to be having quite a bit of a complication as far as the Civilisations goes. And go if you can't be repeating them. And the last player on the team is gonna be Raven, playing with the Turkish, and you can see it's gonna be quite a bit far away, on the complete opposite side of the map, effectively. And I guess, really good resources, by the way, for him, as he's gonna be playing with the Turks. So yeah, you can be definitely expecting he's gonna be having some good fun, most probably with the Janissaries. For the other team, that's going to be there for 4. Right about now, for example, he's switching into Stake, who is going to be currently playing with the Bulgarians. Gonna be having quite nice stone and gold next to him, especially the stone for him could be relevant down the line, but usually the Bulgarians, that kinda depends. They can be played on the the kreposts and koniks, but they can be also played basically for standard cavalry. Slightly depends what's going to happen with them. And what's gonna be right now, the gameplay is gonna be knowing, doesn't know that maybe 100%, but he's having 2 opponents next to him. Gonna be revealing the whole map in a moment. As the next player on the team is going to be there for Hallis to the right, playing for the British as well, and it's gonna be with the Malians. Quite a standard and strong civilization for Nomad. Not too many resources here. You can see he's gonna be apparently having to share with Capy. Maybe he's gonna be having something here. But Capy is gonna be with him, he's gonna be playing with the Teutons. And, no, well, not like the top civilization, but we have actually seen them used a bit more often. Even in the Nomad Wars they were picked up a few times. And not like forcefully. They were kind of like purposefully picked there as well, so maybe there's gonna be some development with those. With decent resources, it looks to me. Not any kind of problem, as the last player is going to be there for whom? Darvoi, for example. No, for example, it's the last player we haven't talked about yet, and he's going to be there for playing with Burmese. Which obviously allows to see the relics, but not like it's gonna be entirely too much. No, I mean, like, in a certain way, because you have the Lithuanians, so it's not gonna be like, it's not gonna be not unimportant. So it's gonna be somewhat legit. You can say it now 2 and 2. Could be going for the Arambai possibly. We have seen that gameplay lately as well quite a bit more often. So we'll see. But let's therefore have a look and destroy the Fog of War. Looks like the map is gonna be a bit funny, considering how actually deep the water goes in the middle. Okay, hopefully gonna be fine, yeah. Did manage to do it correctly. That's quite a decent choke point, considering now controlled by Capy. He's gonna be there for having Hallis quite a bit safe. Saps is gonna be a bit annoying here. With Raven, okay, that's gonna be a cut. Therefore darvoi is gonna be a bit alone on the bottom part of the map. And then Stake is gonna be basically cut off and alone between MasterTim and Mihai. Okay. That's gonna be a general idea about here. You can say now the 4 different docks. So it's gonna be there for Hallis with Mihai, Stake and MasterTim. So basically 2 versus 2. That's a bit of a question who's gonna be even playing on the water. We're used to 3v3, which is then quite a bit of a different dynamism than in the 4v4s, as they tend to be somewhat going into like 2v2s very often. But here on Nomad, I'm thinking it's gonna be a bit different. It's a bit more chaotic map, and you do have like the 2 versus 1 here. You're gonna be having 2 versus 2 here with 1 extra outlier. Oh well, you're gonna be having to wait how the players are gonna be thinking about it all. As otherwise, 27 villages for Capy. Seems to be quite a bit above standard of everybody else. And who is below? Nobody too much. A few players with 23. Doesn't seem like that anybody will be massively falling behind, with apparently Hallis being the first one to advance into the next gauge, or the age rather. And yeah, he in the end has to be sharing with his teammate. As you can see, there's no further resource point for him. This is really kind of unfortunate. You can see really far away the further resources here for purple. So you're gonna be having to really quite closely share with yellow, who theoretically could be trying to go here. But on the other hand, it's gonna be also getting a bit dangerously close to the opponents here. So therefore, yeah, he might maybe really want to just kind of fully share until it's gonna be untenable. And hopefully by the time purple is gonna be, or maybe yellow, doesn't entirely matter who, gonna be already having a good time with this gold mine here to the top. Okay, so the first Hallis is gonna be in. He's gonna be there for probably on water. Yeah, usually the fast advances are the ones who are not gonna be fast castling necessarily. We're gonna be expecting the Turk to fast castle from Raven, therefore. Then we're gonna be expecting the Burmese to fast castle from Darvoi, most probably. You can see right now going a bit later. Raven obviously, as the Turk is gonna be even slower. Then we do have blue saps, who's gonna be going for the water. That's all the way on the left side. Can say now there's not much of a dog here, so he's gonna be having to travel quite far away and a long time, but he's the Lithuanian, so it's logical. He's gonna be the one to play this and play this way. Barracks from Stake. I heard that. Yes, I did. Can see right now with the Bulgarians, I can theoretically go for some men-at-arms early, but because he possibly right now knows that he's gonna be close to the opponents. He knows about one definitely. I'm not certain if he knows about the one on the left. I'm not really that sold on that theory yet. Gonna be having to wait on it, but nonetheless the tower is coming. Is he gonna be gathering stone? No, he's not. It's gonna be one. Then we are getting stable. I can say now the castle maybe could be coming, frankly, from him. It's a bit of stone right now being gathered by Mihai with the Vietnamese. He's gonna be needing the stone for possibly the castle, so I guess it's maybe a bit unlucky for him that the situation has developed the way it did. But yeah, well, that's also right now the purpose why Steak is in the first place going for this strategy and why he is trying to what he's trying to do here, because obviously the tower is going to be effectively blocking currently Mihai from having too much of a comfortable time. Right, so the castle from darvoi, then we do have the water also from Capy and Raven. Raven, really? Raven as the Turk? That's surprising to me. Inside now Capy is gonna be casted with the Teutons. It's a bit interesting. So Capy and darvoi are gonna be going in. By the way, this is a team that we must be also, oh, you can be remembering from the Nomad Wars, and that was... it was right now the name. We were streaming them in the group stage. Right now can't recall, but it was right now the carrot guys. That's kind of supposed to be the carrot, the question mark in there. In the parenthesis. I just can't really recall at this point what their name actually was, what the team was named in Nomad Wars, but we have streamed plenty of them, so therefore they have a very fresh experience with Nomad, and I'm kind of hoping that with, in general, the team play, they have also been playing together in previous tournaments, as far as I remember, maybe even something like World as a Championship, but yeah, it's already kind of far into the past, so the memories are a bit fuzzy, but they do play together fairly often, so they should be quite nicely used to each other. Not really with Hallis. I don't think so. Hallis has been in different teams, but nonetheless, for example, Capy is also a new name, unless he has been playing after a different one and under a different one, then possibly. Then maybe, possibly, but nonetheless, you can say now it's gonna be actually a bit faster cavalry here from Steak than only going for the knights in the castle. Obviously, just a few spearmen are gonna be more than enough here. But he's blocking Mihai with the Vietnamese, which is quite a good job for him. As you do have right now MasterTim from the left side, trying to get into the castle age, it looks like. As he's of course right now fighting on the water. Yep, trying to get into the castle. But currently looks to me that the tower rush is gonna be somewhat blocked, at least for the time being. This is only a house, just in case you wondered. No, and of course the darvoi, the Arambai, Maker, the Burmese, already with the castle. It's gonna be quite a bit clearer what will be the idea for him. And apparently it's going to be a castle. Yep. It's gonna be a castle from the Turks, so he was going for a... not like a water with the Turkish, as it looked for a moment, not entirely full one at least. And he's gonna be going for the classic Janissaries, as we somewhat expected that he might be. Otherwise on the water we apparently do seem to be having quite a development currently, as we do have Hallis with about 32, that's on the villages, 9 boats currently. MasterTim is gonna be at only 4. Who is fighting water with him? It's gonna be Green, Raven. Still having only like 1 unit, so he's not really relevant too much. He's gonna like trying to, I guess, somewhat force Capy to be playing a bit more here, but he's at 5 boats himself. He's gonna be having things under control, but he needs to be of course careful about this castle that might be getting out of that set control. It might not be entirely the easiest. As all the way to the top, nothing much here by purple. And let's gonna return back between the Vietnamese and the Bulgarian, where it looks to me that, it's definitely quite a bit heating up. Mihai is gonna be completely blocked from any kind of castle age, which really sucks for them, as Vietnamese are quite a nice civilization for the castle age raiding with the archers, and they do counter. Oh well, plenty of the things that could be coming against them, like for example could be interesting even against the Janissaries, if it was on the opposing team of course. But right now, kinda looking forward to what the Turks are gonna be able to do to their opponents to the right, that means against the Teuton. Few dudes here, but obviously stone walls are gonna be in place as well, so therefore looks to me that maybe not too much of a chance to do anything too big, but they need to be really quickly walling off here. And see, well, this could be definitely escalating, and it will. Simply not going to be here in time. That he really will not be. And the water seems to be at this point quite a lot more in favor of the British. You can see now gonna be here, even pushing away potentially Mihai, who was having kind of dock where? All the way here? Yeah, here to the south. He's gonna be currently having a bit of a complication on the food. Whereas for red, I mean, like, doesn't entirely have any kind of water economy at this point that he can be even speaking about and of. He's gonna be kind of happy right now, I guess, with his normal land gameplay. But on the villages, for example, as we are slowly reaching the castle ages, he is going to be, for example, stake at 36. Mihai is gonna be at 45 villages, out of which you do have some fishing boats. Of course, they are not gonna be working out, and working at all, rather. It seems like you're gonna be having a bit of a break here, maybe between the guys. Whereas Steel, he is not, he's getting ready, apparently, for maybe some monkeys. That's something that we have seen from Aztecs, or from Incas, in the Nomad Wars, for example. Whereas all the way to the right, we are having so far nothing from blue. Purple, not really, but he's gonna be kind of close to his teammate, just in case. And apparently it looks like it, potentially the villagers, would be very much liking to get onto the gold, but the Arambai are gonna be having a different plan. Though, you can say it now, the DPS for the Turkish Janissaries is actually quite a bit nasty, and they're gonna be doing pretty well here with the DPS they have, as we do not have... do we or do we not? No, we don't have, right, the Batna bloodlines. For some reason, I'm still kinda thinking that the Arambai are having as base a bit lower amount of hit points, but that's different types of units. They do have that. They are endowed. Quite nice HP to begin with. Can see it now. Let's see the castle is therefore in. All the way to the south, nothing much more. Capy just having right now the dog next to his teammate. Yes, it's gonna be even the village maybe could be utilized for some good effect, but it doesn't seem like that currently darvoi is gonna be needing that much on assistance. Rather, he's gonna be forcing at this point Raven into a bit of an uncomfortable position with few more new units. Darvoi at about 10, whereas Raven is gonna be having literally those two Janissaries and one more, well, maybe next to castle here on the way. Yep, he definitely doesn't have enough, and this is gonna be quite a bit fine here, the castle to be finished. Which is definitely not gonna be that much of a great news, therefore, for the Romanians, as you have some sort of upgrades coming up, some wheelbarrows for Capy, for Steak and for Saps, and even, for example, for Hallis. It seems like right about now 27 minutes is gonna be a time when it's appropriate, or at least the players seem to be thinking so. But yeah, this is gonna be a huge problem, blocking off the gold. He's gonna be still having the next through TC. But yeah, well, the question is how long he's gonna be controlling the TC in the first place. That could be probably a bit of a challenge. As you can see, the wall was in the end finished, and therefore not any kind of easy way to get through into the enemy base. Unless you'll be getting petards, but if you get petards, you of course logically can't be getting any further Janissaries, so that's a complication. All the way into mid-year for Steak and Mihai and MasterTim. You can say that the castle is right now finally prepared. With also a monkey prepared for the Incas. It's gonna be potentially converting the enemy knights. So this is definitely not looking too comfortable for Steak. I mean, like, when is double comfortable, right? When is Dubelino going to be comfortable, so he's gonna be at least walling himself in. And at the same time, it also means that he's effectively going to be kind of like forcing two opponents to pay attention to him as only player, and therefore it's gonna be free in the hands of his teammates here in the mid and on the right flank, so I think that's a good idea. And with darvoi playing pretty decently so far. It looks to me that right now the British, you can see they are leading by about 300 points on the score. They are definitely the ones to have things in control. You can see right now the last castle is coming from Steak, based on his heavy commitment to the trash. Making sense, as it looks like Darvoi's though economy is gonna get leveled, as Saps is in the end gonna be emerging entirely victorious yet. You can see there's still Capy with decent amount of boats as well. But yeah, well, seems like that we are gonna be still having to fight here a bit. But the question is how much relevant it's going to be, since we are starting to boom more and more with even TCs and on the land, and therefore the water it's not gonna be as important anymore. Otherwise, for example, on the economies, we are going to be at about 91 for darvoi. Now that's a damn good boom, you can say it now. 3 TCs here. He's gonna be now interestingly moving forward, but kinda like a, looks like more of a defense. With Mihai, MasterTim, entirely certain if they're gonna be there for, no, well, this is not entirely theirs. So I guess they're gonna be going a bit blind, maybe hoping to discover some kind of bits and pieces, maybe a bit worried about darvoi actually going to visit them with all the Arambai. As it looks like it's possible right now that archers may be able to deal with them for the time being, but well, in the meantime, all the way into the middle, and it's going to be another castle from darvoi, and he definitely with the Burmese is currently the one to control the game, with quite nice boom by also Yellow, who's gonna be at 81 villages, 83 currently for Hallis, and Stake is gonna be at 36 as the only one, with the others being 40 at Raven, MasterTim 60, 63 and 67 for Mihai and Saps. Yeah, well, the economies are definitely massively better for the British by now. Okay, another castle up, blocking gold, and making for all kinds of complications currently for Saps. Apparently gonna be right now Stake playing literally just on the Mangonas against the Ratans. Gonna have to be careful about the possibility of the Eagles that maybe could be coming here from the Inca. It's a fairly standard gameplay as well, so it might not be entirely without the chances, as all the way through middle it will be a new sneaky TC, or sneaky, kinda interesting TC from Stake, who seems to be right about now having the transport. It's gonna see if maybe he moved around, but it would be way too risky. So good job on that so far. TC of course gone. Right now gonna be even removing the villages to try desperately to get some kind of pieces of gold here. But with the Janissaries at least breaking through here. To the right, there's a hole in the wall. Maybe they're gonna be having some chance here. But it more looks like there's not gonna be that much of a like a high appreciation of their efforts. So basically from the left side, it's gonna be a bit more of a definitive push currently coming in from darvoi, who at this point is gonna be dropping yet another castle, which is gonna be blocking further TC, further gold as well here, and no, well, not too many gold mines and gold nodes available for subs anymore. You can see just going for the berries, potentially will be having to share with his teammate, but the question is for how much longer, considering he is at this point gonna be trying to pull it and tear it all down. And that's all the way through the bottom. That's gonna be Mihai at least blocking some further resources. And much more importantly, gonna blocking some access for darvoi, so it's not gonna be that simple and easy. So unfortunately though, MasterTim is not paying attention to his monks too well, and therefore that's gonna be 200 gold gone just like that. But well, currently blue is gonna be at 66 villages. Not entirely that many idols, but it is going to be getting quite a bit worse, even with the Imperial Age. They're now clicking in, and I wonder if it was maybe in this TC or not. I haven't entirely noticed, but yeah, well, probably not entirely too important because it was finished anyway, so it's not like it was blocked in any kind of way. Trade in, because it's of course friendlies, Hallis with Capy. Yeah, Nissari is having some kind of good time here, but it's not going to be apparently lasting. Now the Teuton is gonna be dropping his TC very soon. And then, well, to the top we might be having an opportunity to maybe get a conversion or two, but it's not gonna be too influential. So basically the range for the Janissaries is a bit too high, considering the monks being at only 9 and they being at 8, rather than being at 8. So Imperials are slowly coming in. Against right now darvoi is gonna be next with Hallis in. Saps also is in, but he's not gonna be able to really utilize it in any kind of great way. And the next one is going to be Capy, for example. Looks like we probably lost all the mangonels here. I guess to the enemy fire, since you don't entirely see that much of an army from Stake and he's down to only 1. But yeah, well, when you're gonna be having such a lone army without anything else, that's probably what's going to happen. And that's very kind of like a possible. But we're gonna be at least having some nice raiding here on Subs, who unfortunately, well, he is gonna try to reach for some further resources through the choke point here, or the shallows. But unfortunately, he's gonna be right about now discovered. It's way too close to his opponent's DC, and suddenly he's gonna be down to only 49 villages. And further about, what is it, 11 are going to be with one brave one actually, trying to lock it off, but unfortunately not too correctly. And that means the red willies are gonna be able to block the choke point anyway. All the way here to the right, nothing new. Nothing new there, as the Turk is still kind of like not moving anywhere. You can see he's effectively locked off the base anyway, even though he's trying to right now drop a new TC. A new TC, new rather castle. Okay, well, with the knights right about now prepared here from purple, and they are gonna be cavaliers soon. They're also gonna be getting iron casting, and they're having already all the 3 defenses. It looks to me that, yeah, well, this castle is gonna be definitely still standing, and not much of a chance for subs really to do too much about that and against that. Even though he's having about 11 units currently. There's nothing in the castle here. Actually, I wonder where he's having that. Somewhere to the left? Can see unfortunately darvoi is not paying attention here. It's a bit more interesting in pulling down the TC, but basically right about now the Arambai are not as the ones in the olden times that could be just coming in and in 2-3 salvos killing a TC. That's not the case anymore. No, and of course the cavaliers coming up. Yeah, that's gonna be a whole different story and quite an easy kill. It looks like, by the way, even though we had 40 minutes, which is apparently going to be the last one, the last minute of the game, there is also still the water going on all the way here to the top, with Capy looking like that he might be actually the victor. Not like full one. Can see there's still plenty of it going on by subs. Still having some further units. Can see on the relics for blue he was having literally 1, so also wasn't able to really collect them too well to help his efforts. As purple collected 1, and we're still probably gonna be having some others on the ground. Can see there's one here. There's another collected right now by MasterTim, which is also not too ideal. It's a birdie. Okay, so that was like 2, 3, 4. There has to be a 5th one there for somewhere. Ah, there it is here, all the way to the south. Also not collected, but obviously blocked also by the opponent. But nonetheless, that's gonna be there for the first game. Going for the British, after fairly controlled performance, frankly. Got a self-sacrifice by Stake to be allowing his teammate to be having a bit easier time on the other side. I mean, like the Turk from Raven wasn't really too bad, but he just wasn't able to really break through into anything good or useful. So unfortunately, it's of course where, well, the problem lied. But nonetheless, you're gonna be there for him with Luke villages, as you can see, 54, 100, 113, 59. So basically somewhat interesting similarities here between the couples of the Romanian team, whereas for the British, we do have 133, 127, then 97 and 52. So you can see there is a difference with the economies quite significantly. Just Stake was a bit behind, obviously, with the way he was playing. It was quite a bit understandable. Now, and on the armies, though, we have darvoi and Hallis at 50s already, and 24 for Capy, which is the best for also Raven with the Turk, and then 15, 10, 6, 1 for Stake. No, even the military quite a bit stronger. Looking at the upgrades, for example, we are going to be at this point having a look onto Stake, maybe as the first one with the Bulgarian. You can say, no, at least the base economical upgrades are there. So I guess it's fairly nice. Yes, that is kinda cool, otherwise no further upgrades are not gonna be available. Okay. Darvoi is gonna be probably having decent eco as he does. You can say it now. Lumbercamp technologies, of course, for free, that's why it's gonna be so high, otherwise just the first level. Then not much further, just the one upgrade onto Arambai from the archer, armor, and then bloodlines together with husbandry. For the Teuton, who was right now dropping also the defensive castle here with coverage by the knights, he is going to be at excellent economical upgrades. Halberd, yes, right now in full, so that was going to be his apparently grew from the game, and for the game, it even you can see masons to keep things a bit going and a bit longer alive, like for example the TC. And the last player is gonna be Hallis with the Malians, also excellent economical ups, well upgraded cavaliers into full, and he was missing just the Farimba currently, just waiting maybe for the castle somewhere then. But in the end, doesn't look like it was even needed, even though that was here. That's where the castle was coming in. Darva also getting coinage, it looks like. No, for the opponents, it's gonna be therefore, you can see some spearmen getting ready for the Inca. Yeah, well, the economical upgrades definitely could have been a bit higher. But he was a bit concerned, I guess, with Staked, potentially wanted to be helping also Mihai. Too many upgrades on the infantry yet. He was a bit more also focused on the water. Whereas for the Vietnamese, he's gonna be quite a bit low. Yes, that is understandable, considering that there was the tower shenanigans from it earlier. You can see he's also prepared with guard tower upgrade. And for the other players, that's gonna be blue. The Lithuanians, fairly solid. Good echo. Upgrades as far as that goes. Though, of course, the villages, we have seen the massacre a bit earlier. And he also wasn't doing too terribly on the water in the end. That's also kind of nice. And the last player is going to be there for the Turkish. And he's going to be ready with the first line of upgrades there. Okay, let's therefore have a look into post-game. He doesn't have anything besides the first arch armor for his Janissaries. So, of course, in the 4v4, it's gonna be plenty of numbers in the statistics as well here. You can see Capy is gonna be on the top with the military with saps. So, water battle, both of them. Raven is gonna be then through the land, and his power on the Janissaries with Hallis on the cavalry. It's gonna be also the highest score in the end, with Darvoi not being too far behind. It's not entirely having that much of a military. That's a good play by him anyway, as he was the one applying the early pressure. $83 units killed for Raven, not bad, but even that is not going to be necessarily enough, as therefore let's maybe check out, no, what exactly. So Capy with saps, they were fighting on the water and kind of booming. You can see it now 5,000, 10,000, 12, but like 11, 12,000 resources more for Capy. Excellently done. No, then it's gonna be a bit harder. Darvoi versus Raven, pretty much. It's gonna be 6, 15, 17, and 3. It's gonna be like 20,000 resources more for Darvoi, as he was combining his Arambai also with Boom. Stake versus Mihai probably can be combining. It's gonna be Mihai by about 1,000, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5, 6,000 resources more for Mihai, it looks like, than for Stake. But yeah, well, he was also slowing down MasterTim, who we're gonna be then comparing with Hallis. And Hallis with MasterTim, that's gonna be in favor of Hallis quite a bit. 7,000, 613, and 2. It's gonna be like 15,000 resources more for Hallis. Quite the difference in there. Okay, then you can see relics, a few of them. Fortunately, only one for subs. And he never got any kind of relic cavalry army in the first place anyway, that could be scary. 62 villages as well as the max. And that also helpful, and therefore, GG.